How many truck drivers do you know that can run a 40-yard dash in 4.3 seconds? Well, the answer there is hardly any. It's probably a similar number to the amount of NFL players who have made it to the league without playing college football. You see in a lot of other major professional sports, high schoolers that went straight to the pros. And just the fact that they didn't have to go to college to make it to the highest level was pretty cool. But in football, that's just not the case. According to NFL rules, to be eligible for the draft, players must have been out of high school for at least 3 years. But one thing that it doesn't say is that you have to play college football. Have you ever seen the movie Invincible? It's about a 30-year-old bartender who tries out for the Eagles and ends up making the roster. Imagine a very similar story to this, except instead of bartending, the dude's a Budweiser truck driver. And instead of just being an okay player, he becomes first team All-Pro. Meet Michael Lewis.
It's a sprint and nobody can catch Michael Lewis. He's gone. He's got the daily double. He's got a kickoff return for a touchdown.
To explain this story, let me take you back all the way to 1990. The 49ers faced off against the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 24 in Louisiana. And just 45 minutes away from where this game took place, Michael Lewis was just about to graduate high school. He only played 1 year of high school football due to helping support his family. It was enough to help him realize how much he loved the game. But after starting a family at the age of 19, reality had set in. He had to get a job to take care of his kid. He ended up finding work in the heart of New Orleans, driving and unloading a Budweiser truck. I looked it up on Google Maps. The distribution building he loaded his truck at every single day is less than half a mile from the Saints Stadium, a 7-minute walk. You can actually see the stadium from the building. Michael Lewis worked so close to a reality that seemed so far away. He was just a regular dude who worked a 9 to 5, making $12.50 an hour. And to support a kid with that type of money is a tough living. But that didn't stop him from trying to play football. He decided to not give up on his dreams and play a little bit of semi-pro ball. He journeyed throughout random semi-pro football leagues, mostly playing for free. And he had to stop from time to time since he wasn't making any money. So in his free time, he would stay in shape playing flag football. This was kind of the pattern of how everything went for him until 1998. At the age of 26, 8 years removed from high school, he played in his first professional indoor football game in Louisiana. Playing in this league, he earned $200 a game. If you earn that each week for 14 games, without any other work, you're pretty much dead broke. But Michael was sending out tapes everywhere, just trying to be seen by bigger football leagues. He ended up being picked up by the New Jersey Red Dogs, which, in the indoor football world, is a clear upgrade. He was now making $900 a game, and on top of that, he was a standout talent. In 2000, a trainer for the New Jersey Red Dogs sent tapes of him to the Philadelphia Eagles. What the Eagles saw on tape, even though it was indoor football, impressed them enough to call him up and offer him to come try out. This meant Michael Lewis had his chance to overcome everything. But things didn't go the way he hoped, and midway through camp, he was released. With yet another reality check, Lewis returned to New Orleans and resumed his job as a beer distributor. Because of his dominance in indoor football and that he had tried out for the Eagles, the Saints GM Randy Mueller had caught wind of this and offered him a spot on the practice squad. Lewis at the time was pretty much broke, driving a beat-up 1983 Buick Regal and borrowing pocket money from friends. So yeah, Lewis didn't hesitate on the offer. He had signed that deal at the end of the 2000 season. And going into the 01 season, Lewis had played amazing in training camp, averaging 28.5 yards on kickoffs, including a 74-yard touchdown during the preseason. This convinced the Saints to give him an actual contract and a roster spot. So he signed that first contract, with his first payday, $20,000. Lewis had never made more than $25,000 in an entire year. After signing with the Saints, he was set to debut as a 30-year-old rookie. And not only did he play, but he was exceptional. In 2002, as a return man, Lewis had taken the league by storm. He led the league in yards per touch, kick return yards, and punt return yards. He also tied for first in kickoff return touchdowns. He had a game during that season where he had a punt and kick return touchdown. That's something that only 13 other players have done in NFL history. At the end of the 2002 season, Lewis was a Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro, and the Special Teams Player of the Year. Nicknamed the Beer Man, he had gone from working a 9-to-5, making pennies, to becoming an NFL star. He would carve out a solid NFL career with the Saints. He was even part of the famous play, the River City Relay.
Laterals it over to Michael Lewis. Back to McAllister. Still alive. And they got him. Jerome Payton with the catch. And he dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
By 2006, Lewis set franchise records for punt and kick return yards in a season. During that same season though, he tore his ACL. And the Saints also brought in a pretty prestigious rookie by the name of Reggie Bush. So Lewis was no longer the main return man, but by that time he was 35 years old. Michael Lewis was truly loved by the city of New Orleans. He was just like the fans of the team, a regular dude who worked a normal job, and then fulfilled a seemingly impossible dream. He represents two things football fans love the most: beer and the game itself. As a member of the Saints Hall of Fame, he is truly an inspiration. At 25, he was driving around a beer truck, barely scraping by. At 35, he was one of the best return men in the NFL.